but he's got some support. It's some support coming then for Simon Lennox, who got the handball across. Lovely pass from Sash and Dyson Holland. And directly in front, this is Sean Smith. Sam, from North Melbourne to Werribee this year. Do you know much about him?
Yes, he was quite a workmanlike type, Peter, but with North Melbourne soaring fortunes in recent times and securing a number of younger personnel, it was believed that he'd had his opportunity at senior level and that he'd be best served going elsewhere, but he's certainly been a tremendous player over a period of time.
So the first goal on the board.
After indiscretion too, a 50-metre penalty or 25-metre penalty.
Probably in this first few minutes, Sam, the VFA have been first to the ball, which sort of goes against the grain of what we're expecting today. Territory's got enough pace out there. They've just got to settle down a bit. Yeah,
and I think it's also important to note in even the opening 3 or 4 minutes that they're employing the corridor a lot more, the VFA. They're keeping it nice and tight and confined. The thing they're looking forward to.
Well, I think Sam's answered your question.
Yeah.
There, so.
Well, President Tony Hanbury said to me the other day that they really don't know how their future stands, and a game like this today for the VFA is a very, very important one.
It gives a great injection.
Sinny's kick. Ghazi. Unselfishly to McDonald. Hicks was there just in case, but Donald McDonald makes no mistake. So the VFA have gone forward 3 times and got 2 goals out of it. The NTFL have had all the rest of the forward thrusts and have kicked 6 behinds.
Out in front of Stanislaus, plenty of space. Little chip kick and finding Wall. He's at half forward, 70 metres from goal. Done a good lead.
Beautiful lead that into the vacant space at the centre half forward region, and terrific delivery from Wall.
And a great passage of play, Kevin. I think we mentioned in our preview that was the marked contrast of playing styles of the two sides. The pace and the use of the ball by the Territorians as opposed to the closer, tougher play on the VFA. Ooh, what a conversion.
Yes, and the first goal on the board after about 24 minutes. Well, right on quarter time from Dennis Dunn.
Oh, it's come through to Rioli. Oh, and good defence from the VFA. Livingston was the man. He got in the way of Barlow. Oh, it's gone straight to McGann. He's put the goal through. Well, that one a little bit lucky, but, well, he hasn't had the best of days, Peter McGann, so far, so he'll take it.
Yes, he said that, administrator. Now West doing pretty well. Into the pocket. Oh, free kick not paid. Yes, it is to Collard. He was held by Edwards. Dropped the mark and then was scragged.
West has had about 10 possessions so far in this game, and he's causing a lot of headaches for the VFA.
Yeah, he's killed us in midfield. There's no doubt about that. Kevin, his pace is really a concern. And one of my great fears before the game, when this, this Indian Summers, which has been with us for 3 weeks, is the likes of Ghazi and Knight. They will struggle as the game wears on for pace.
Collard. Well, the goalkeeper looks as if he likes that one. They skip away now to 13 points to Territory. Looking out there for Clarkson, over the back, Hicks. Got away now, he's one of the quickest players in the VFA. Nice little chip kick. Out comes McDonald.
That was an intelligent play, Ross, wasn't it? We know of Hicks when he does weave his bit of magic and wizardry, but on that occasion at times he's had a propensity previously to just blast away, but that was intelligent play. That's centering the ball to his full forward in Donald McDonald.
And his captain. Nice looking kick off the boot. 3 goals straight now to the VFA, and 2 to Donald McDonald.
He gets the handball across to Lennox, who puts in the high tackle.
Just marginally aloft.
Stanislaus to Dunn. Oh, and plucks it.
Oh, yes. Well, I don't know whether you guys saw the game against Collingwood. I did. Well, he took some of the best marks I've seen in a long, long while with monotonous regularity. And I think Craig Kelly was absolutely ecstatic when that final bell rang.
That was sheer athleticism.
It was.
Got him above Barlow, who looked to have him covered.
Kicked more goals than any other player in first or second division in the 88 Bicentennial Carnival, Dennis Dunn.
And he's got 2 here today so far.
Yes, he's found the target this time. Kevin, he's never been, he never contemplated a career down south.
And here's Howe. Got the call from a player behind. It's Cockatoo. Well, West was pointing where the ball should go. He took the mark and kicks it towards the Water Girl. No, Dunn it is. She just got out of the way in time for Dennis Dunn on the fast lead.
Gee, on that occasion there, Peter, in midfield, there were 4 Territorians, not one VFA player.
Dunn does get under them, but that one's got the distance. He's got his 3rd goal, 2 in this term. And they're starting to skip away now. The NTFL leading this game by 24, I think it is.
And Saunders, not much of a kick for a forward, over the head of Williams. Pushed off the ball was Howe. Good work by West. Stanislaus, 60 metres from goal. The goal's unmarked. Ginny kicked the distance too. Well spotted. Nice finish.
Exactly what he should have done in the first quarter when he hesitated. And Sam, that's a good indication, I think, that they've now starting to build their confidence. Stand along, Vanessa Calvert. He's helped us out today.
25-point leaders are the NTFL. McLeod bombing the ball forward.
Oh,
yes, that's the mark. Plucked by Wall, and he should steady and go for goal. No, passes to Dunn. Well, he knew better than I did. Dennis Dunn on a lead, pretty hard to stop.
Been some classical patches, and the VFA really have done very little to...
Robbie Armett's been brought off the ground, I notice.
Yes, taken off earlier. And
Eddie Cabillo's been brought on to replace him.
Now, going for his 3rd in the quarter, Dunn. No mistake.
Well, he just killed us there. And not only that, but the VFA have done very little to block that corridor off. And the midfielders in particular, the Ruck Rovers, that are blamed there. Yeah, there's just too big an opening up midfield. Dunn's been... No one's even attempted to cut off the lead there. He's had all the space in the world to run into. And there was a fine mark there too.
Turner, lovely kick. Mark taken by Eddie Cabillo. That's Livingston coming off worse for wear. Here's Dunn again. Barlow can't get within cue of him when the ball's worked down so well by the Territory, who are moving it quickly, and that's right in
well, as soon as Cabillo had marked that ball, he took off, and he knew where Dennis Dunn would be leading to, and Dennis was already off and away, and the VFA got to be a bit of a wake up to that soon.
That's his 5th goal,
Yes.
4 in the term for the St Mary's full forward Dennis Dunn, who's kicked 714 goals in the NTFL.
Chatting with Tony Hanbury, the president of the VFA.
Alan gave the Darwin room at all, the Northern Territory room.
Don't think he had time, Sam.
Oh, of course, yes.
Now,
Gee, Mark West has created beautifully for McLeod there.
good long kick for a goal. Creases the margin. 42 points. Come a long way down again, Kevin.
Yeah, a good effort here by West. He just dishes out that hand pass to McLeod, and don't forget, McLeod started this game in the back pocket.
That's right.
And did have instructions to feel free to run all the way up the ground if he wanted to, and he's done that several times. Actually, Coach John Taylor has made a couple of changes at half-time. You'll notice now that Stanislaus has, in fact, gone back to McLeod's back pocket.
Livingston. McLeod running at Sinney. Good bravery from Sinney. Perhaps should have settled down. Scurra gave him a call, though. He's got to kick the goal. Well, McDonald will. No, it's Hicks. So Ashley Hicks going for his 2nd, directly in front. Will not miss, and boy, do they need this one. So, VFA kick only their 4th goal of the match.
And one of the real tries of their side, Peter Michael Sinney. You know, he's come in for some solid attention. I don't know whether Darwin did their homework and targeted Michael Sinney as being one that could be prone or subject to a little bit of extra attention. Perhaps he might falter under pressure. Kevin, was that part of the strategy?
Lennox shooting it inboard to Saunders. Alessio spreading it wide. He's going for goal, Saunders. The big torp. That's a team lifter.
That's a tremendous goal and a good team lifting goal. You're right, Peter. And a tremendous cut-out hand pass there by Alessio. He cut out the first player and took the second option, which was Saunders. And Saunders, a prodigious torpedo. Now, who said they were going to be phased out of the game?
Don't see him kicked well on the run too often.
No.
And they noticeably, players ran to support there and congratulate. The first show of spirit from the VFA
and
all
that's
afternoon.
A good point. Right.
Trioli against Scurra. Scurra knocks it to ground. Dyson Holland, knock on from Ghazi was good play. Wouldn't bounce up for Sasha Dyson Holland. He beats 3 though. Hicks is free. He'll go over the top. No, he has to kick the goal himself. When he made the decision to go, it was imperative that he made sure it was a 6-pointer because he had McDonald in the goal square. So 2 in the quarter for Ashley Hicks. The VFA have kicked 3 goals in the term in about the last 10 minutes of play, and they've got their tails up a little bit.
And they've evolved because of the greater competitiveness by the VFA. They're starting to compete, and all of a sudden the half opportunities are starting to arise.
It allowed Turner to pick up that free kick.
Eames got the ball out to Moore. There's the mark from Dyson Holland. Bowden running free. Plenty of time to steady. He makes sure of it. The VFA running hot now. Brendan Moore played a part in that, but the goal was kicked by Sean Bowden.
Sean Bowden.
And Dyson Holland spreading the ball out to him.
Yes, the fluctuating fortunes of football, eh? One side comprehensively on top, and now in the short space of 10 minutes, the VFA looking the better side.
Williams up high, but he's beaten by Howe. Grabbed by Perry. Long, 40 metres from goal. Important contest. Almost brought down by Jones. Loose one, quickly onto boot.
It's a
and
goal.
what a magnificent effort by Quall, who's come off the bench.
That is classic Kevin Quall. He is a great opportunist, and gee whiz, that's an important goal.
Cabillo. Oh, didn't really have it there. Edwards, he was being held onto the whole time by Quall. Good tackle, Stanislaus.
Yeah, very
Moore, he didn't have great opportunity to get rid of it, but well retarded and directly in front. Brian Stanislaus for his second.
Mark this down as a goal, because he is
All
a
right,
very,
well, I'll do it.
very accurate kick.
You got the white ink if it has to be erased. And 2 quick goals, should that be the case, would be a great steady from the NTFL. It's a goal, all right.
Dead
I'll never doubt
centre,
you
I
again,
think.
Kevin. But, well, they've answered the challenge thrown out to them by the VFA here, the territory. And look at the determination. Great tackle around the waist. And he was unable to get his fist to make a handball there. More.
Prior to that tackle too, Mark West had gone in and got 3 hard balls, offloaded 3 hand passes, and he made a big difference. He's back on the ball at the moment, West, and I think Coach John Taylor might have thought, well, the VFA are getting back into the game. He's trying
Over him, onto the boot, over the head, Ghazi. Now he's too far out to score, I'd suggest. Back there in the square is McDonald, and Hicks waiting at his feet. Though he's at the back, short was on, now it's not. Bowden's in the clear in the pocket. Well, Ghazi feels he can get the distance. Gee, McDonald was clear then.
Bruce has picked up a bit.
Ghazi right to the line, and there's a mark to Dyson Holland. Alessio it is. Second time correct.
Very strong overhead is Alessio. Centre half back for Coburg, or anywhere actually. Centre half back, centre half forward, full forward. Very versatile player, and built, as I said, carved out of granite, tough as tungsten.
Yes, he's one of those players, Sam, that you play centre half forward with the wind and centre half back against
Exactly. And in fact, in Coburg's case, that's exactly what they do.
And Trevor Barker, a little bit quieter. We should be able to hear him anyway. We've got a microphone in there, eavesdropping on the VFA coach.
They broke the play up. First option, all the time. Let's just give it off and run. As I said at half-time, we have got nothing to lose, and you showed, and you only got a little bit flat in the centre square. They got 2 easy goals. Otherwise, you control the quarter. You put your body more on the line. They're starting to look like they're starting to tire a bit now because we outscored in that quarter. That's fast. Fantastic. Always pop across there. Don't you stay in that square. Poppers in the forward pocket there.
Yeah, just reinforcing a few positive factors, Peter. The fact that they're running and that they're breaking the play up and they're contesting a lot more, and then all of a sudden, it's the rewards are showing on the scoreboard, and it's amazing.
See any moves there? Alessio centre half forward. Is that where was he at centre half forward in that quarter?
Across half forward, I think Dyson Holland.
Looks like they've got him on the flank there. Knight in the middle, Cini on the wing. Williams will start resting in the pocket. Cochrane, forward flank. This is terrific, isn't it?
Yes, well,
the magnetic board.
Well, what better view and what more information could we possibly pass on to our viewers than actually having the side, the coach's magnetic board being shown to them. And here the highlight.
Of course, the reconciliation of the All-Stars Collingwood game, and then to win on Victoria Park would be, well, I guess the double for the NTFL. And here's a good chance with Wall having a shot at goal to get away to a brilliant start. And the Territory have done just that. They go to a 29-point lead. Chris Wall gets his first goal.
And he's very solid.
Up towards Jones, in from the side. Comes Chisholm. Twisting, turning, down goes Knight.
Andrew McLeod come a long way down.
And done. Or Collard it is.
It's Kevin QUALL, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it is QUALL. Yes, he's kicked that beautiful goal in the third quarter, coming off the bench. So can he add to his one?
Well, the QUALL family back in Darwin, who'd be watching this, would be hoping that he can add another one. He's a pretty popular lad, Kevin.
132 games at 24 years of age.
Yeah, he made his debut when he was about
12.
15 or 16. And
right to the line.
Oh!
Well, nice finish from Kevin QUALL. So 2 goals to him for the afternoon.
Position first time. You're not going to get a second opportunity. Hicks, clever play to back out of the pack. Fine mark taken by Dyson Holland or Alessio. Alessio it is.
gee whiz.
Now McDonald, you can hardly blow out a candle at the moment. There's the goal kicked by Dyson Holland.
That's right.
Sasha Dyson Holland. Actually, after half-time, he's really worked hard, and it took a couple of telling marks in that third quarter.
Now, interchange being made. I notice Williams coming off and Clark coming on, and Eames coming back on too. And I reckon these moves might have been made 5 minutes ago. Look at there's McDonald, a beautiful expression, Pete. Couldn't blow out a candle. A few of them are like that. So a quick reply. Gee, they need another one now. Pleads out the hand pass. Alessio on the left foot. A high one, right into the square. At the fall is Hicks. Oh, good smother. It was Stanislaus.
Good pass,
Well,
Yes.
I thought it was touched off the
Great pass, wasn't it?
Bowden.
Steve Cochran. Paul Williams.
He's going to be instrumental in Frankston's big season, I think, this year. Frankston,
word.
if you missed earlier on the day, were 9-point winners in the Foster's Special Bidder Cup, the pre-season competition in the VFA.
It's 28 points the difference. Bowden with a goal, it's down to 22. The clock ticking up to 14 minutes. Well, a nice goal on the angle. That's 14 minutes of clock time. Second goal to Bowden. Solders in trouble. And they clear at the Territory. Good work off the ball by West. Good Shepherd. The kick in towards Turner.
Harm had a very
Chris
fine
Wall.
turn of pace, the youngster. Delivered the ball beautifully up forward, and of course it's that man up forward again.
Chris Wall. Not Turner, as I said.
The VFA
Mark
player
West, isn't
there
it?
found himself walking into a wall of 6 Territory defenders back on that half-back line, and gee whiz, what a sight.
Kicked 1 goal in this quarter. And that looks like number 2. Chris Wall gets his second for the term.
Kevin, what I think would be really impressive, impressing John Taylor, is that every time the VFA have asked the question, the Territory have had the answer. They've come back and hit back with a goal immediately.
Certainly.
Quick hands by Turner. Now Chisholm. Thumps long. In front was Lennox. Down goes McGann. Caught, can't get his foot to it. Now loose. Collard. Well, he can't miss from 5 metres out.
That's in the Yarra.
It's going down Yarra Falls, that one, I think.
And I think just the way that he pumped his hands up there, I don't think he was so much saying, well, I've had a dirty day and that's pretty good.
Just
I think he was saying that I think the Northern Territory is home and hosed now and pretty happy, and he's probably thinking about the party after the game.
McGann again battled on very well there. There he is celebrating on the goal line, but
Yes. Edwards.
Been good, Ross.
Sees Clarkson. Loose. Ghazi in turn at half forward. And Hicks, another loose man. Can run in and goal from the angle. Unselfish. Little chip into McDonald.
Yes, good vision on that occasion, and a good passenger play by the VFA. They worked that from the last line of defence through some good foot passing and good running, and Donald McDonald doesn't let them down by converting the VFA's 11th major, Roscoe.
And Donald's third goal, the full forward. And here we see Ghazi in the lead up to this goal, kicking to Hicks.
Well, it was a good passenger play, you know, good possession football.
I think they've been watching Dennis Dunn, the way he's worked at full forward.
Donald wants it back. Standing start, it's Bowden who pings away. Big fly on the mark taken by Hicks, was it?
Yes.
Ashley Hicks floating in there. Ghazi just pulling Jeffrey away. Hicks has gone on and kicked the goal. So
Well,
actually Hicks gets his third.
Yes, a bit more respectability to the scoreline, Peter.
But a convincing win nonetheless for the NTFL. They've defeated the VFA by 23 points. That was the margin at three-quarter time. So the VFA have had the better, really, of the second half, but it was the second quarter that did all the damage when they kicked 6 goals to 1. The NTFL to set up a 37-point half-time lead. 5 of the goals at that stage had been kicked by Dennis Dunn. He got 1 more for the match to end the leading goal kicker with 6. Russell Jeffrey, the captain, just going out of shot, very happy. And Kevin Norton, your team from the Territory has created history. They've won in Victoria.
Been a very, very disciplined effort by 22 committed players. And I think they will probably realise sometime later tonight or maybe tomorrow that they've played in one of the most important days in Northern Territory football, and they've had to do it around about 4,000 kilometres from home. And they've had a victory, and it's a marvellous performance by those players. Dennis Dunn, he's served the NT Rep side so well for so many years now. Devon Perry there, one of the newer players. Jason Jones, the ruckman, worked hard despite a bit of injury throughout the day. But Mark West and Mick Athanasia, what can you say about them? I mean, West must have had 30-plus possessions, and Mick Athanasia just worked like a Trojan at centre-half back.
Yes, we'll get those final possessions for those 2 players, but they were prime movers, there's no doubt about that, and they deserve to celebrate long and hard after season 93-94, finished 2 weeks ago. They've had to keep themselves up, the players that were selected in the representative squad, and they're going to come home to Darwin with the spoils of victory, having won this match here today. That's 2 times they've played the VFA and 2 wins.
He is a very, very happy man, Mick Athanasia, the vice-captain. Hopefully they do a lap of honour. That'd be terrific to do a lap around Victoria Park, wouldn't it, Sam?
Well, yes. Some of the euphoric scenes in the Territorian huddle. And congratulations, Kevin, I must confess, to John Taylor and the boys. They richly deserved their win this afternoon. I thought the scoreboard was a little bit flattering from the VFA perspective, although to their credit they did fight their way back very well in that second half. Sadi Ghazi on screen there lifted his performance along with a number of others, and we were certainly rusty in our preparation without offering an excuse to Trevor Barker and the boys. I know we were depleted by injury, but not using that as an excuse. I'm sure he wouldn't, none of the VFA Brains Trust would cite that as an excuse, but they were a bit rusty coming together at the last minute, and it's very difficult putting a representative side prior to the commencement of the season and expecting to perform at such a level against such quality opposition. But they fought it out well, and certainly I was proud of the way the second half. But you know, you're talking about the quality act here on screen now, the Territorians. You can see now why the rave reviews have been filtering from up north about the talents of these young kids. They really are, and they've made such an impact, the Aboriginal content in the AFL. Kevin here, the Michael Longs we talk about, the Shea Cockatoo Collins, we see a number of them with Essendon, St Kilda and the like, and really you can almost see a highway being built now to bring all these players down.
Well, I mean, Sam, you know, 12 years ago when Maurice Rioli won the Norm Smith medal, he was, you know, one of about 2 players playing at the top level of football in those days, the VFL. Now it's the AFL, and you know, there's close to a dozen players now roaming around that come from our part of the world, and they're carving out not only a good bit of football, but a good career for themselves.
Sure.
They will go back when they retire.
Be good role models.
Be terrific role models. They'll be great coaches or assistants. It just builds the football base in the Northern Territory, and these blokes today have done just a terrific job.
And it's good to see the government recognise that with the initiative of injecting some $6 million into sport in Darwin.
Yeah, that outdoor stadium, Marara Football Park, very, very useful for a lot of sports, the Arafura Games, etc. Even the Darwin Cubs, who play in the Singapore competition.
And
in the
undefeated
league
so far, the Darwin Cubs.
Yeah, doing it easy, they are.
They've got another game tomorrow, I believe, the 3rd. But yes, the North is buzzing, and they thoroughly deserve their victory here today. Ross Booth.
Thanks, Peter. Yes, we've got the presentations now. Very happy Northern Territory Football League group. And to do the honours, the VFA President, Tony Hannabury.
Thanks, Ross. It gives me a certain amount of pleasure to hand this cup, the Challenge Cup, the CUB Challenge Cup, to an ex-VFA person in John Taylor, who's a fantastic coach. Today, I know you should never like losing, but I've never enjoyed losing as much today. It was fantastic to see the skills that John's players had. Ken Hunter from CUB should make the presentation, and Ken, if you want to formally hand it over to John Taylor and Russell Jeffrey, the coach, the captain of the Northern Territory team.
Where's Russell gone?
Where is he?
Pep, here comes Russell.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
There you go. That's yours.
Yes. Thanks. Well, we'll talk to you first, Russell. Captain, well done.
Yeah, thanks you.
What does it feel like? Because you beat the VFA back in 1988, and it was a very important day for the Territory.
Well, back in 1988 it was, and today maybe even more so, because we're probably looking for some other avenue for our NT sides to take, and the VFA's put their hand up and offered to take us on, and we've come down, you know, obligingly. And I'm sure that everyone that watched the game today realised that we came down what we came for, and that was win the game, and it was good.
You're a much-travelled footballer yourself. I seem to recall you playing at Werribee and Geelong and up in the Territory.
No, that's another Jeffrey. Yeah, I've travelled a bit, but my home's Darwin, and when I put this Guernsey on, I feel a lot prouder than any other Guernsey I've ever worn in my life.
That was great, and there comes the flag over the back there, quite appropriately. Well done, Russell, and John Taylor, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Your three-quarter time address was centred around not giving the ball away and more fight from the forwards, but in particular, not just to be competitive, but to really show that the Northern Territory is a very strong football area and to come away with a good win.
Yeah, that was pretty much it in essence. As Russell said, we're very keen to make sure that people get the opportunity to see our skills. I think the Territory have been in the football wilderness for a long time, and the Bicentennial Carnival in 1988 put us on the stage, and that's why today was so important. We only had 5 players left from that side, and there's a lot of young fellas, like the young bloke standing next to me, who we've given our best player to, and a lot of other young blokes who are all the better for the experience. They just don't get the opportunity to play at that sort of level very often, and you can hear them in the background. They're all pretty happy boys.
They are. We'll just pause for a moment while in a moment we'll have the best players presentation, one for the VFA, one for the Northern Territory Football League. Perhaps Sam and Kevin, you might see who you might have given it to, and we'll have the presentation in just a moment.
Played, but well, the NTFL certainly are the VFA's stumbling block. Ross Booth again.
Thanks, Peter. Well, Tony Hadaway has the Northern Territory best player, and it's Andrew McLeod.
Andrew McLeod, congratulations, Andrew, on a job very well done. Best player in a very fine team. The CUB medal goes to you with our compliments and best wishes. Thanks very much.
Congratulations, Andrew. Many possessions. Were you playing halfback flank?
Yeah, across the halfback, yeah.
You certainly covered a bit of territory. If I didn't mean that as a pun either. How old are you?
I'm 17.
And what's your local club in the Territory?
Darwin Buffaloes.
Right. 17?
Yep.
And you got aspirations to play football at a high level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to make it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure today wouldn't have done you any harm. Congratulations, well done. And Tony, we have a presentation to the VFA's best players, judged by the selectors.
Yeah, look, the Victorian team weren't disgraced in any way, Ross, and Dallas Normington really held his end up, and Dallas on behalf of the VFA, congratulations.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Well, and Dallas, congratulations to the Werribee Football Club, and just too strong, too quick. And they gave the back line a lot of work.
Oh, they did. Any time we made a mistake, they pounced on it, and they moved the ball so quickly. Their skills are so good. We really paid the penalty. It was great to play against them.
Okay, and I suppose you're looking forward to a good season with Werribee.
Yeah, we start next week. I think we're all looking forward to the season again after the premiership last year. This will really tell whether we're a good team or not now.
I'm sure you will be. Thanks, Dallas. Nothing. We might have a quick word here with Trevor Barker, coach of the VFA side. Just a bit good, Trevor.
Yeah, as Dallas just said, they certainly pounced on our errors. We just weren't as sharp as them. They moved the ball a lot quicker. We made a lot of skill errors. We didn't grab the ball first go, and they were very good out of the centre. I thought our backline did a terrific job in the first quarter. And look, at half time we were just about gone. And to the boys' credit, they at least had fought back in that third quarter. We weren't out of it at three-quarter time, but those couple of early goals in the final quarter certainly put us out of the game.
Every time the VFA got close, the Territory seemed to lift, and you made some very good moves at half time, which seemed to work. But the players, perhaps they just had lacked the fitness or the go to really get that much closer, didn't they?
Well, yeah, they're coming off the end of their season, and as we seem to be playing in pre-season mode, really. We just made those fundamental errors, but a few of our boys are paddling towards the end.
Indeed. Okay. Thanks, Trevor. Well done. And we might have a word with the captain, Donald McDonald. Well, pretty tiring game. They run pretty quickly, Donald.
Yeah, I mean, they played really well. I mean, they run it, chipped it around a bit, and I think we fell into their style of game there for a while.
Well, I thought you were leading like Dennis Dunn at the end with that beautiful little pass.
Yeah, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind having his toe. But, no, I mean, good full credit to Northern Territory. I mean, they've really done well, and, you know, they show a lot of pride in the jumper. And I thought our guys had a real dip towards the end there, and, I mean, it's just the way it goes, you know. But, I mean, we can hold our heads up, and they were just better on the day. It's simple as that.
Okay, well done.
No worries.
Thanks,
Ross.
Donald McDonald, the captain of the VFA team. A very good win to the Territory here at Victoria Park, Collingwood.
In fact, it's good to see some representative football for both the NTFL and the VFA. The VFA never played a representative match last year. The NTFL, as we heard Russell Jeffrey say, they're glad to have somebody to play against and to show, you know, the other areas of Australia just how good the league is.
Well, the Northern Territory's been trying to get a representative game down south for years now, since '88, and we were tickled pink when Aidan Teamy from the VFA rang up and he said, look, my board's just approved this game, and it's going to happen sometime likely in April, and here we are, the NTFL playing the VFA, a chance for us to prove what we think we proved back in '88 anyway, and a chance for the VFA to be able to select a representative side and put it out on the track.
Yeah, and the more that the VFA plays, Sam, the more that players will have pride in the jumper and you know, trying to outdo, say, this team. Next time they meet the NTFL, there'll be a bit of pride at stake, a bit of revenge, perhaps.
I agree, Peter. I think the only other thing, of course, you have to look at the scheduling of the games, and there's some of the highlights from the last term, which is a relatively even term. But as you rightfully, I think, pointed out, Peter, that the sign of the hallmark of a good side is invariably
the
one.
toe of arm. It's fantastic, isn't it?
The hallmark of a good side is one that invariably has the answers when, you know, at a critical stage. And just when they look threatening at times, the VFA inward chip a steadying major by either a McLeod or a West or a QUALL or a Dunn. They always seem to have the answer at the appropriate time, a steadying influence, and a really it was a polished performance, I thought. But just on the topic of the VFA of interstate fixtures or representative fixtures, yeah, we've got to look at the timing of them. More importantly now, with the situation with the VFAs in now, with the restructuring of football, it's quite conceivable that we may have a summer competition in vogue here as early as '95. There's no doubt that if the competition is not a success, because there's so many clubs in Victoria now, VFA clubs, that are not financially viable, that unless there's an alternative niche, we've got to find our niche in the marketplace where we can attract people through the turnstiles, and I believe summer competition is certainly a viable or certainly a feasible option, then I believe that we could be on comparable ground anyway in terms of our season here, and that it could well be the forerunner of many, many more interstate clashes between the two clubs because of the timing factor.
And of course it means also the possibility of the VFA travelling up to Darwin and playing under lights, because Football Park Narara will be lit up by October with about $1.5 million worth of lights, television standard quality, and that'd be pretty reasonably comfortable conditions for the VFA players to play during our wet season, but to be playing at night time under lights, it won't be as difficult as what they would have, say, playing at 4
Just on your competition, Kevin, how professional is it? I mean, so it's been finished now 2 weeks. How long do the players take a break before they get back into work? You made an interesting comment before, which I found quite astounding, that no one's paid. There's no contracted players in Darwin.
No, that's right.
But how do you lure some of the Victorian content that's in your competition?
A lot of players come up to the Northern Territory these days with one aim in mind. That's to make the NTFL representative side and play against the likes of Essendon, etc., and come under notice by the talent scouts. They see it, because it's played in the off-season in Victorian terms, they see it as a chance to showcase their talents and maybe sneak back into the AFL ranks.
But surely a number of players are professional footballers. They're reliant on footballing dollars to pay the bills. Now, you're not telling me, you're not expecting me to believe that no club in Darwin...
You're saying there's money down the bottom of the boot like they used to do in the amateur days.
Well, I don't think it's that clandestine. I'm sure that everyone was rewarded. I mean, to say the likes of your talent out there, surely so they would be getting something, $50 or $100, to see them through.
Well, the NTFL announced a bit of a payment later tonight.
Look, we may continue that discussion for Victorian viewers. You people up in Darwin, you know all about it, and it's time for us to say goodbye to you. It's been terrific hosting the NTFL here in Melbourne today. The VFA have come up second again against the strength of the Territory. Well done to the Territory boys. Good afternoon, everyone in Darwin. Well, Yeah, Sam obviously doesn't agree with you, but might, if we get a chance, continue that discussion. But David Cloak is one of a number of new coaches in the VFA this season. He's looking after Port Melbourne this year. He's with Ross Booth.
Yes, and David's towering over me here down at Victoria Park. It's in beautiful condition.
Yeah, it's very good condition. Wouldn't be bad running around here myself on the ground's in great nick.
Would you have been like to have been out running against those boys?
Oh, look, you always get there, especially at a game. You always enjoy the combating against opposition players. But oh no, look, my days are finished.
They're pretty quick, weren't they?
Oh yes.
So how are things going down at Port Melbourne?
Going along quite well at the moment. Yeah, we're working to the start of the season next week. Werribee, our first game next week. So
yes.
That's what we're working towards. And the practice match sessions we've had, we've been trying new players in different positions, having a good look at players and see if we can come up with the right combination for the year.
Who's your prize recruit?
Oh no, I've never put any name of any player. You know, there's a nucleus of the side from last year that missed out. There's a few players that we've been looked at recruiting and coming along, and so we hope to get the right combination.
Okay, we'll be on TV next Saturday. David Clark, the new coach at Port Melbourne.